in a much different role than what you're probably used to seeing. Well, a lot of us are used to seeing him coming off the bench, and that's a huge team already. Like, how do you feel like he's done kind of filling in and making an impact as a reserve?
I mean, well, he's a pro, and he's been on young teams before when he was in Minnesota, and now this is a little different role for him. You know, like I said, coming off the bench and just making an impact off the bench where he played well, you know, a couple of games ago. But, you know, whatever it takes for Kevin to try to win and do the best he can, that's what he's going to do. And like I said, JB's asked him to come off the bench. He's accepted it, and he's doing well.
How, in terms of the starters, they start 3 7 or near 7-footers. Like, what has the team done to kind of prepare for that based off of the start of their season?
No, just got to do a good job of keeping those guys off the glass. I think offensive rebound is going to be key. And then offensively, you know, we should be able to get by a couple of 7-footers. So when we get into the paint, we got to realize there's 2 more 7-footers waiting on us at the basket. So we got to drive and kick and get into the open spots and make sure we hit the open man.
Thank you.
Angel Gray, Valley Sports, Ohio. Good to see you.
How you doing?
The Cavs the last 2 games have won against 2 caliber teams. What stood out to you about their play in that stretch?
Just playing hard and competing. I think JB does a great job of making sure every night the team plays the right way and they compete. And you know, they're a tough team. They're young, they're athletic. They move the basketball. I think they're 4th in the league in pick and roll assists. So we got to make sure we're locked in. We understand they play a little zone as well, so we got to be able to try to counter that. But, you know, JB has them in a good place. They're a young team playing the right way. They understand their roles.
Coach, you know, as Law said, they have 3 7-footers in the starting lineup. Do you kind of look at it, though, like you shouldn't match up with that size because it's also hard, and you kind of want to get them out of sorts and get your team running against that?
Yeah, I mean, just got to see how the game goes. I mean, you can talk about it before it starts, but until, like, you see if they're beating you up on the offensive glass or, you know, if we're able to attack and they're blocking shots, we might need to get more shooters on the floor. So it all depends on how the flow of the game is going.
What have you seen out of Evan Mobley, their rookie?
Just activity. He's a good shot blocker, moves his feet well, very talented and skilled, you know, on the perimeter as well.
Specifically with Mobley, JB has talked about using him in that zone, kind of like Kevin Garnett used to be.
Top, yeah.
Top. How does that change? Would you tell your guys attacking the zone when a guy can go from the top to the bottom that quickly?
Well, if he's at the top, it means one of the guys are out of the paint, so that's good. But he kind of plays that little diamond, kind of like KG did with the flip Saunders zone, and so he does a good job just being active in his activity at the top. Really takes our guards out of their open shots like Reggie and, you know, Bled, small guards at the top of the key. It will be tough for him to get shots off. So we'll see how it goes.
What's your approach with Marcus? It's a certain amount of time, or is it day by day, game by game?
We'll see, day by day.
So I'll follow up on Marcus. Any Serge? Do we know if he's any closer? Just day by day.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask about Terrence as well. Like, he's been so good defensively for you guys this year. In what areas defensively has he made the most strides, do you think?
I think off the ball. I think being able to recognize, you know, what we're trying to do defensively and understand where his man is off the ball and not let him crash for offensive rebounds, back cuts, and things like that. So he was pretty good on the ball defender, but then we took it to another level this year, just being off the basketball and having awareness.
Is there an area that he still needs to improve defensively, or?
I mean, you can always improve in every aspect. So I think pick and rolls, getting to the ball, getting over the screens, you know, with his length and his athletic ability, he's doing a good job of just rebuking tests on those smaller guards, and, you know, he keeps pursuing. So just continue to get better in every regard.
Then we'll go to Farbat on the Zoom.
Hey, Coach, saw you gave the game ball to Brandon Boston last game. Just kind of curious, how excited was he, you know, to get that first shot of his career and the first points of his career?
He was very excited. You know, he always wants to be on the floor. He always wants to play. And I think his shooting around that day, he said, "Coach, just give me a chance, get me out there." And I said, "You get your opportunity." But, you know, the guys are just happy for him to score his first basket, get his first points in the NBA. And he's going to be a good player in this league for a long time.
I know that it's still early, but with this team, is there any particular, I don't want to say stat, but like, is there anything you look at to see how the team is, to judge the team's performance on offense and defense? Like, is there anything in particular looking at stat wise or like eye test wise? Like, what do you look for?
Really, if we're creating open shots for one another, I think you'll say assist, but I think we still haven't shot the ball like we're capable of doing. We made the right play, we made the right pass, but we're not shooting the ball particularly well right now. So just mostly assists, and I think defensively more so deflections. I think being aggressive, having activity with our high hands, and getting deflections is what you look for on defense as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.